In this report, I first share my retire early in Coronado, Panama for $1,606 per month estimated cost of living. Then I'll show you a few places you must see in Coronado, including a golf and beach club tour, an interview with a golfing expat living in Coronado, and what daily life looks like, including a few of our favorite restaurants and grocery stores. Finally, I will end this video with my early retirement livability factors such as walkability, food, social considerations, visa information, healthcare, weather, and real estate. But you do not need to take notes. Just click the first link in the notes below this video to get access to all of this content in writing, including Google Map links. I will start with our cost of living estimate for 2 people, but first I want to answer the question, who would love to live in Coronado, Panama? Over the last few weeks, I showed you a cool mountain town, Boquete, a gorgeous island in the Caribbean called Bocas del Toro, an international city with a beautiful high-rise skyline, Panama City, and a small town expat community on the Pacific side called 𝗪'𝗙. But a few of you have asked what life is like in a quaint golfer's paradise just 1 hour from Panama City called Coronado. That is the subject of this video. Come to our webpage at the first link in the notes below this video for links to all of these precious previous videos and all the links I share in this video. Well, if you would like to live in a golfer's community, or if you just want to live in a small town on the Pacific Ocean closer to the best hospitals and shopping of Panama City, Coronado might just be the place for you. Coronado is one of the first vacation towns developed in Panama and is visited yearly by both Panamanians and international tourists. There are full-sized grocery stores and restaurants that range in price from expensive international foods down to local fondas restaurants. Spanish colonials first enslaved the local people of this area of Panama and later purchased slaves to create the first agrarian culture that continued to flourish into the late 18th century in this area. The city of Coronado, as it is now known, was founded in 1941 by Robert Eastman. It has become the weekend home for many of the wealthy people living in Panama, both foreign and nationals. It has become even more popular since 2020, when many people that formerly worked in Panama City Monday through Friday have started working remotely from their beach houses. But there are also moderately priced neighborhoods in and around Coronado, and there are buses that run to and from Panama City every 30 minutes if you prefer not to buy a car. Cost of living in Coronado, Panama. Here's my estimated cost of living for 2 people in Coronado, Panama. Okay, rents. Coronado is not as cheap as cities like David, Panama. To rent an unfurnished small 1-bedroom house or apartment, not in a golf compound or in a nice high-rise building, but in a more local area of town, you'll have to pay around $600 to $800 per month for a 1-year lease on a local style accommodation. If you want to live in a more Americanized or Europeanized place, it could easily cost you another few $100s per month, depending on how much space and how many modern amenities you want. Since this is my estimate of what it would cost me to live here, and I'm comfortable with the local style accommodations, I will use $700 per month for rent, which does not include utilities, but I'll share those also. You will not find local style apartments advertised online. You will need to explore the neighborhoods to find one and talk to the locals, and it's not likely to be right in the central part of Coronado, for example, on a golf course, or where most of the expats live. It'll be a more local neighborhood. There's also a link to my report about how to find perfect apartments around the world. I'll share all my secrets in that. Okay, utilities. This is at sea level, so you will need AC many nights of the year in order to sleep. During the day, you may be able to turn off AC and turn on the fans until later afternoon, when you will need another blast of AC. So your electric bill will range from around $75 to $100 per month, depending on your square footage, could even be more. You may be able to reduce that number after a time once you get acclimated to the climate and use fans more often. So I will use $80 per month average for AC since I would rent a small place around 600 to 700 square feet. My gas would run about $6 per month since I save money by cooking most meals at home. Water will be about $15 a month, so my electric, gas, and water would average around $101 per month. Groceries. Based upon our time there and the money we spent on groceries, we estimate about $340 per month on groceries for 2 people. If we went out to eat twice per week, once for date night and once for lunch somewhere, we would spend around $50 per week or $200 per month in restaurants for the 2 of us. By the way, the people you see in the video and photos, that's 𝐂𝐒𝐿 and I. I'm Dan talking and 𝐂𝐒𝐿 is the woman. Okay, cell phone data. We need internet access from time to time when we're out of the house for Google Maps and other searches. The cost to recharge prepaid service is about $20 per month. My Android phone will act as a hotspot, so we can both be on the internet at the same time when we are out of the house together. Laundry. We could send our laundry out once per week for about $10 to wash, dry, and fold, so about $40 per month. Water. The tap water is fairly clean in Coronado, so we decided to just use the Culligan water filter on the tap water. Those filters would cost about $5 per month to replace. You'd have to replace one every other month. Internet. The internet will be about $50 per month, depending how fast you need your service to be. Uber, taxi, buses, transportation. Okay, Coronado is not a very walkable town. Things are spread out everywhere, so we would need a car or motorcycle if we live here, or bicycle. I estimate we would average about $120 per month for transportation, for insurance, gas, and repairs to an automobile. We would buy a used vehicle for around $3,000 to $5,000 cash, so we wouldn't have any payments. Alcohol. This is optional, of course, but local beers called Panama and Balboa were about 80 cents each here. In bars and restaurants, those prices are easily double or triple. So for 2 people, we estimate around $100 per month for alcohol, since we would drink more at home. Okay, golf membership. If you're a golf lover, you will probably save money overall by taking a membership in the golf club. According to our host, the membership costs around $10,000 to start and $300 per month to join. That would give you and your spouse access to the golf course. You'd probably make some friends there and blow another few hundred at the bar and restaurant there, but I will let you decide that when you are making adjustments to the numbers I'm going to give you here. Okay, so if you add that up for Coronado, you have rent, 700, groceries, 340, utilities, 101, restaurants, 200, cell service, 20, laundry, 40, water, 5, internet, 50, and transportation, $150 per month. That would total $1,606 for your monthly recurring expenses. Optionally, if you add alcohol to $100, you'd be at $1,706. If you add a golf membership for $300, that would place you at $2,006 per month. Now, the above cost of living is for 2 people, but it's just an estimate on the low end. For a full understanding of what it would cost you to live here, visit Numbeo for Coronado and add anything you spend money on in your home country that's not mentioned in the above table. Our cost of living are generally much lower than a new traveler's because we are great bargain hunters, but there are a few people that are able to live much cheaper than we do. Never move anywhere until you have first visited personally to verify the living costs for your lifestyle needs. I'm not guaranteeing these prices for anyone. They're just my notes and estimates from the time of my visit and this post. Your costs will likely be drastically different. Most expats report spending more money per month than the low-end estimate we are reporting here. You'll hear more typical living costs in the range of $1,800 to $3,800 per month. But people spending that much also have higher incomes or pensions. They often report spending more on eating out, drinking more often in local bars and restaurants, and eating out more. And many also have more expensive cars and more expensive homes or places that they live. If you're going to try to retire cheap offshore, make sure to have emergency funds available should you have some unexpected large expenses. To learn more about that, read my report called The 2 Biggest Risks of Retiring Early for Cheap Offshore. Okay, now we'll share a few things you must see in Coronado. I'll start with Coronado's best restaurants and grocery stores where we shopped. There is a links on the webpage of our favorite restaurants in Coronado, favorites on top. There were a few restaurants that didn't make the list. We're only going to list the ones that we liked enough to go back. And then after that, we'll talk about grocery stores, and we're going to do that live. So here we go.
So we are in this local place in Coronado. It's a very delicious breakfast here I found in Google.
Yeah, so they call it Delicious Margot.
Yes. See, so long the queue.
Yeah, it's all locals.
It's all local. I found a good place, right, Dan? Am I good?
Well, let's taste the food.
Am I good?
Then we decide. Very smart. Very smart.
I don't know, we just pay, right? Okay. What is this one?
Coconut.
Oh, coconut. Okay, I take one.
$7.75.
$7.75. This is a very famous breakfast in Coronado, and when we queue out the time, have a lot of local here, so the food must be very delicious.
This is a coconut dessert, I guess I would call it.
It looks like rice inside to me.
Rice? I see coconut, no rice.
Okay. It's good.
Very nice.
Let me try. It's all coconut. Very good.
I think it's 100% coconut with sugar added.
Yeah, it's with it's very similar like my local Malaysian food. We have this one, they put the brown sugar, and then they put the coconut, they make it like slice, you know, and then they put it all together, mix out. This is very nice.
There might be nuts in here too.
Oh no, I have to finish my food first.
Okay.
My food is very delicious. The crust is very thin. It's like a biscuit to me.
Yeah. Do you like thin crust?
Yeah, I like thin crust. I want to show them the thin crust. See, very thin. Can you put over there? Thank you. So it's very crispy to me. You like it? So it's good pizza?
Yeah, I prefer the thinner the better. Because I want the cheese and the sauce and the tomato. I don't need a lot of carbohydrates.
Ah, so this is good for you. This pizza is about like $18. The big giant pizza is about $18 without the tax and the service charge yet.
The bus from David drops you at that yellow, where that big van is there, the white one. The bus from Panama drops you at that blue, where those 2 white vans are. Just look for the McDonald's right there, and there'll be taxis inside this supermarket here. There's a McDonald's, Kentucky Fried Chicken, Subway. There's 2 grocery stores. One here is the Super 99 I'm looking at right now, and then over there is a Ray. So you have 2 big grocery stores. Everything's in here. You have Domino's Pizza, and you have a casino. There's hair salons, places to buy or recharge your phone. Everything's here. Pretty big grocery store. We're in the Super 99. Hey, look, it's Chung Hoi. Hey, are you 𝗔𝗲𝐻 at 𝗘𝗲𝗄𝑉𝐵𝑉𝑒𝑛TURES?
No, no, no,
No?
no.
No?
Keep it low. Keep it low.
Okay, okay. Keep it on the down low?
Yeah. Very nice. It's quite a lot of choices here, I see.
Yeah.
A lot of choices.
All about choice.
Yeah. I follow you. So we done one side and we didn't get our thing. Here, right?
Look in front of you. See the opening in the
Oh, okay. And then we're going to 𝐿𝐵.
Yeah.
Ding, 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 ding.
Okay. Now, where we stayed. This is where we stayed. We paid more than we normally would because we wanted to be able to show you the highlight of living in Coronado, which is access to the amenities of the Coronado Golf and Luxury Resort. So we rented this place inside of the gated community. We paid $322 for 1 week, including a cleaning fee and Airbnb booking fee. But if you were willing to book well in advance for 1 or more months and do not need to be inside the gated golf community, you can get a better deal. When I checked today, the following place was available for an entire month of April 2022 for $622, link provided. When I checked today, this other place was available for the entire month of April for $760. Both of these places include utilities and internet, and both have links to Airbnb. Okay, next up, I have an interview with a Coronado expat. I'm not going to play that full thing here, but there'll be a link on the webpage. Our Airbnb landlord was from Germany. His name is Matthias. He first visited Panama in 2007, but moved here permanently in 2010. He obtained his residency at that time. He spent the first 2 years in Panama City. He felt Panama City was too hot, too humid, and too wet in the rainy season, so he looked around for a better place. He started living here in Coronado on weekends, but built his house inside a gated golf community in about 2012, and he's been here ever since. Matthias left Germany after the 2008 worldwide financial crash reduced the amount of money he would be receiving for retirement. His story is similar to mine in that way. He tells his story on the YouTube interview that's available below. Like everything else we discussed, the video is on the webpage at the first link below this YouTube video. Okay, Coronado Golf and Luxury Resort. Expat Matthias from the above interview lives inside the gated community. The membership includes a golf course, tennis, swimming pool, spa, restaurants, and a beach club. There is even a shuttle that runs members back and forth between the luxury golf resort and the beach resort of the same owner. Chung and I take you on a tour of the resort amenities in a YouTube video, which is also on the webpage at the top link below. Okay, now let's talk about Coronado livability factors and overall retirement desirability score. Here are some of the factors I think about when I consider a place for retirement potential. After I discuss each factor, I will assign an overall retirement desirability score to Coronado, Panama. Walkability, I would say low desirability if you want to walk everywhere. Coronado is small, but it is fairly spread out. So you'll need a vehicle, a motorcycle, or a bicycle, so you won't get frustrated when you need to run errands. We feel like we would need a car if we moved here, so that is low walkability in my mind. But Coronado is on the Pan-American Highway that runs from the south of below Panama City all the way north through the USA and Canada up to Alaska. So once we get to the bus stop on the Pan-American Highway, we could take buses north and south with any trouble, and they are cheap and reliable. We would use the buses to get to Bocas del Toro, David, Boquete, Pedaci, El Val, Panama City, and other favorite places around Panama. We even rode a bus up to Costa Rica. Okay, internet, I would say medium. The ATT speed tests in our apartment Wi-Fi was 5.3 megabits per second down and 3.7 megabits per second up. So the internet speeds were fine for our purposes, but if you need a certain internet speed for your business, I suggest reading my process for finding the perfect apartment which fulfills all of your needs. Just make sure to speed test the internet before you sign up on the dotted line when you're renting an apartment long term. Okay, food. I would say medium. If you've lived in a small town like this before, when you may already be used to having fewer international restaurant choices, so this town might be medium desirability for you. But if you're from a larger city with more food choices, the choices may get boring for you after a time, so I would say low desirability in that case. But a few of the restaurants were closed while we were in town, so maybe things will get better when the pandemic is over. Okay, weather, I would say high. The warmest months are April through October, when daytime highs average around 30 Celsius, which is 86 Fahrenheit, and the nights average around 24 Celsius or 75 Fahrenheit. But the other months are almost the same, with average daytime highs around 29 Celsius or 84 Fahrenheit, and the nighttime lows average 24 Celsius, which is 75 Celsius. But my sense is that it's actually much warmer than that, feels warmer than that, because the humidity is around 80 to 85% year round. But there is a cool breeze there, so you're on the ocean. So a lot of times during the day, you can have your windows open and it will cool it off. The rainy season is May through December, when it rains around 23 days of the month, which is about 10 more days per month than the off season or the other seasons, other months, I should say. Things to do, golfing, boat fishing, tennis, beach, swimming, biking, cooking, gym, yoga, restaurants, running, coffee shops. There's also deep sea fishing and sailing at a marina about 28 minutes, I guess it'd be west of Coronado, and day trips to Panama and 𝗂𝐵𝐴L. 𝗂𝐵𝐴L is a nice place to go on hot days or weekends. You can get a bus ride up there pretty easily for the day or for a long weekend. Okay, healthcare. I would say medium. There is a small clinic on the main street in Coronado that is well reviewed and can handle basic common ailments, link provided. But for more serious problems, they will stabilize you and transport you to Panama City. Medical care is much cheaper in Panama than the US. If you're curious about what care we got in Panama and what city and what it costs, read my Panama City report. Again, there's links to all this. Social consideration, medium. If you decide to retire in Coronado, you'll want to learn some Spanish. You'll find many people in day-to-day life that speak English in Coronado, but your life will be more full if you're able to communicate meaningfully with everyone around you. We speak very little Spanish, but since Coronado is a tourist area, people knew enough English to help us whenever we asked. Okay, expats. I would say medium desirability. Nobody seems to know for sure, but some estimates are 300 to 500 expats live in and around the Coronado area, mostly Canadians, Americans, and Europeans. There is an active Facebook page where many expats in Coronado seem to be helping each other with information, ideas, and solutions. There are several other expat Facebook groups you can find by searching expats in Coronado, Panama, but this one doesn't allow ads, which I like. I suggest people go to these kinds of resources to find answers to questions that only an expat would know, but make sure to make friends with both locals and expats for a richer experience of living here. I explain why in my report, the top 10 mistakes international retirees make. Okay, real estate, I would say medium. At the time I wrote this report, I was curious how much a small condo would cost in the Coronado area, not located in a Gulf community. So I checked Craigslist for Panama and found this furnished, move-in ready 2-bedroom apartment for sale in Coronado for $90,000 US. It probably won't still be available when you hear or read this, but at least I wanted to have an idea of what a place big enough for me would cost if I moved to Coronado, Panama. This is much cheaper than anything else I saw down there, so you may have to dig deep for a few months to get something similar. I also did this quick search because expat real estate agents seem to say that anything near Coronado starts at around 300,000 US, which sounded high to me. So that's why I did this search, and I found a few places well under that number. But I never recommend buying real estate until you have lived somewhere for at least 2 to 3 years. In fact, I have a report explaining why real estate, or why retired expats should not buy real estate overseas for the first 2 to 3 years of living somewhere. Make sure to read that before deciding to buy real estate. Visa, I would say high desirability. Citizens of many countries are given a 90-day visa-free tourist stamp upon arrival in Panama. Citizens of the US and Canada are still getting 180 days. I have a source for that. If you fall in love with Panama and decide to retire here, you can apply for a retirement visa. The retiree residence requires that an applicant demonstrate an income or pension of only $1,000 per month and $250 additional for each dependent. You can certainly travel to Panama on a tourist visa and later change your status in Panama. We provided a link to all of the other requirements, such as health certificate and a police report. Okay, safety, I would say high. Panama is generally one of the safer countries to live or travel in Central and South America. But do read the US State Department's travel advisory whenever you're going to travel, just to hear the worst case scenario and what's going on in the country. But I judge safety at the neighborhood level rather than the country level. We felt safe in Coronado, but make sure to read my report on how to travel the world safely, including in your home country. I provide all of my tips and tricks that have kept me safe for 14 plus years traveling the world, 67 countries. Okay, Coronado, retirement desirability score, overall, I would say is medium. If you would like to live in a small town in Panama that has a few hundred expats to help give you a soft landing, that is safe and friendly people, a very simple, easygoing life, and you love to golf, then Coronado might be right for you. Coronado will be right for you if you want to live near the ocean in a small city, but just a short drive or bus ride from a large city with amazing shopping, hospitals, restaurants, where life is quieter and less congested where you live. If you are an avid golfer with a little more money than we normally like to spend, then Coronado, Panama will be highly desirable for you. Thanks for reviewing our report, Retire Early in Coronado, Panama, for $1,606 per month. Make sure to grab a free copy of my ebook, How I Fired My Boss and Traveled the World for 14 Years. Please subscribe to 𝗥𝗲𝗄𝐻.com or our YouTube channel to watch us move around the world. 14 years and 67 countries so far. This is Dan of Vagabond Awake, the YouTube channel for 𝗥𝗲𝗄𝐻.com. Thank you for stopping by. The world is your home. What time will you be home for dinner? Hey, if you liked our video, please like, comment, or subscribe. Any of that would help our business. Thanks so much.
Thank you so much.
Click the link in the notes below this video for Google Map links, reports, and other information. There you will also see our Retire Cheap in Paradise catalog, how we pay for our travels, and my free ebook, How I Fired My Boss and Traveled the World for 14 plus years.